Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Right now actually been on vacation, that's why I haven't been active the past I think 4 or 5 days here. But right now the market hasn't actually done much when I've been gone. We've been mainly going sideways here as we've been discussing in the VIP Discord. As long as we can stay above the 0.5 line here, it's a 90% chance we're gonna go here to 65,000. This is gonna be our first target for this median line, and then our second target is gonna be this original pitchfork, which I do think is very likely we're going to reach, but I do think it's going to take some while because usually August is one of these months where most traders are actually gone on vacation, and we usually get this sideways price action. But actually I really like this sideways price action we have been getting, because this is a sign that the market has accepted 60,000 as a base price for Bitcoin. Usually when we get these impulsive moves here to the upside, usually this is not rational buying. This is usually highly emotional markets, and that's why we can see by the end of bull markets we get these huge volatile spikes to the upside before then we get these big corrections to the downside. But usually that's why sideways is good. That's usually you don't see a lot of sideways at tops, and this gives me a sign that with the top is nowhere near close for Bitcoin. Since we have had this such a big impulse, such a big sideways here move since basically March. We basically haven't done much. So I do think the bull market is yet to start the next stage of the bull market. I do think September, historically speaking, is towards end of September, historically speaking, the best time to buy Bitcoin. So I do believe it's going to be somewhere this month or next month. We're going to see probably some continuation of sideways before then we can see move to the upside. But as I said, we want to be conservative, so we're long here. If you're long, I would look to take profit at 64,700, and then of course the next target, the original, which are around 71,000. If we also check the bigger time frame pitchfork, we can see the more sideways they go, the higher we're gonna go. So actually once the market is slow, it's actually to our benefit. If you're a holder of crypto, when you want to see sideways movements, so let me just put here the modify shift. So the pitchfork we've been having, we can see here we perfectly respected the 0.5 line here, and there's no doubt we're gonna go to this median line here once again. So the longer it takes, the higher the target is gonna go. I do expect this, of course I guess time is very hard to predict, but my guess is towards the winter, towards when the fall starts, we're gonna start seeing move to the upside. Something I don't like a lot, I see a lot of people are posting this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave. I see on Twitter even new traders are expecting a final move to the upside, which makes me worried that we might see some chop here. Maybe another push, another leg down before then we'll go up. I don't expect this leg up to be easy. We have to remember markets are not here to give out free money. Markets are here to take your money. You're trading against big whales, you're trading against smart people, people that are actually doing this full-time for a living. So you have to remember the market is not here to give out free money to everybody. And as I've been saying in my previous videos, most people will not make money this bull market, and I know people don't like to hear it, but believe me, I've been a trader for almost 8 years now, and I know how these markets work. These markets are not here to make everybody rich. That's why we can already see most people are already leaving the market. We've been going sideways here for months now. People are getting bored, and that's when there's no retail traders left in the market. People have been selling, people are tired of holding. That's when we're gonna see the final move to the upside for Bitcoin, which is gonna take us to around 100,000. If we check here on Ethereum, I really like the Ethereum chart here. I'm personally buying more Ethereum because in my opinion it's just a matter of time before we go to this median line, and I do think Ethereum is gonna have high return compared to Bitcoin. So I do think Ethereum can give 100%, 150, 160, depending when we reach this median line. We can see here people asking me why I'm so sure this median line is gonna reach. For many reasons, but I'll show you the one reason I really like this is if we take here from the previous bull market lows to the previous bull market highs and to the previous bear market lows, we can see here Ethereum had topped at exactly this median line. So this whole way, as long as we can hold the lows here, which Ethereum did, we can see here Ethereum got up to the median line. The algorithm sold because they always, or most of the time, the algorithms do get the top correct. They sold, and that's when the bear market started. So I do expect something similar to happen on Ethereum. Of course, this leg is not going to be as impulsive as the previous one. Of course, we could use a modify shift here as well, but I do think we can see that's not realistic target, and I don't think that's going to happen. But I do think the shift pitchfork is going to give us quite the perfect top, actually, in my opinion, because this looks like if we come up here, it's going to just enough to take out the previous all-time highs. most people are gonna FOMO. We're gonna see big accounts talking about 10k Ethereum, 20k Ethereum. That's when the retail is gonna come in, and that's gonna be our exit liquidity, and then you just short the market to the downside. And I do expect that to correlate as well with Bitcoin going up to around 90 or 100,000, this median line here. Then of course we also have had this pitchfork, which we have been discussing for Bitcoin from the lows here, and we used the shift one, or I do think, sorry, it was the original, but I do think this target is gonna be around 130,000. I'm not saying it's out of the picture, but I do think it's gonna be very difficult, because we've already been going sideways here, and the longer we go sideways here, the harder it is for us to reach this median line. So this is gonna be very insane price target. But of course I'm not taking this out of the picture, since we are mainly looking at Ethereum. We want to see correlation, we want to see Ethereum hitting our target at the same time Bitcoin is hitting our target. That's when we're gonna know that the bull market top is in. That's exactly what happened in the previous bull market as well. Also, I want to cover the stock market. The stock market here on the daily time frame, we've been having this as a massive 1 2 3 4 5. We bottomed at the 0.31, as we've been discussing. A lot of people are telling me that the stock market is going to continue lower. I said algorithms are stepping in here, buying. Most likely this is going to be the bottom, both on the log and on the normal scale with Confluence. The stock market is going higher. That's what I would like to see Bitcoin following as well, because lately Bitcoin and the stock market has been heavily correlated. So I do believe we're going to continue higher. Then I also want to talk about alt season. So this is the Bitcoin dominance here. We're still under this median line. I do expect one more push for Bitcoin to the upside. Probably we could go here on Bitcoin up to this median line, as we've been discussing, because we need to find resistance for Bitcoin, for the Bitcoin dominance to drop. So probably something like this, perhaps, as we've been discussing. So I'm expecting probably Bitcoin to have one final push here to the median line. Bitcoin dominance is going to go to the upside, then Bitcoin is going to have a pullback. That's when money is going to flow into altcoins, and that's when we're going to get alt season. As I said, I'm still cautious here. I'm not expecting some crazy alt season, but I'm going to start buying alts once we hit this median line. So we're currently at 57% Bitcoin dominance. I do expect at 58%. That's when we're going to see money shifting both into Ethereum and into altcoins. That's why personally I really like Ethereum, because it has higher gains to the upside as well, more than Bitcoin. So that's why I'm personally buying here more Ethereum. Also, Ethereum had quite a steep drop as well. Lastly, I want to just cover here Cardano, one of altcoins here. It's not my favorite or something, but I really want to show you this pattern, which we also see on many other altcoins as well, which I cover more in the VIP. So if we take from the highs here to the lows, to the recent highs, we can see most altcoins have had this. Basically, they did a whole bull market, or a small bull market, a small bear market, while Bitcoin has basically just been going sideways, which is very interesting. This gives us a very good buying opportunity. So we can see here on the shift pitchfork, we're sitting at the median line. If we go on the modify shift, we can see here it bottomed at exactly the median line. So this is the type of entries you want to get. I do believe this looks like a macro low to me, since we get weekly close above the shift one. But we can see here algorithms wanted to come down here, make a wick to the modify shift, get their final orders filled. Probably gonna hover a bit more sideways before then we're gonna go higher and start the next cycle, because I do think altcoins still have another cycle to go at, a mini cycle here, a mini bear market, and then we're gonna have the next cycle to the upside. I'm not sure yet how high Cardano can go. I'm not just talking about Cardano. I do think there are other altcoins that can give better returns, but I really like the setup here on Cardano. In my opinion, to be conservative, I would use this small pitchfork here, the original. I do think this is going to be a realistic target, maybe 0.5, 0.7, 0.8 is going to be our first target for Cardano. Very typical pattern. We have an impulse wave, correction, and then we're expecting another impulse. So this is a very typical pattern to see. So you really want to start looking for interest in altcoins, in my opinion. So that's it for me today. I'll try to update you again tomorrow. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested to catch a bull market top. As I promised you guys, I'll do my best to call the exact top once we get there. I will tell you live here on YouTube when I'm selling personally. And so if you're interested to catch that, make sure to like the video and subscribe, and see you again guys tomorrow.